driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Every day, reliable, comfortable, connected. Every day you rely on power. At APS, we work around the clock to deliver some of the most reliable power in the country. But with Arizona's extreme weather, outages can happen. Stay safe and informed with alerts by keeping your contact information up to date. And visit our outage center for updates online or on the APS app. For more ways to stay safe and informed, visit aps.com/brighter.
Why do we gather for the holidays? We gather because in the blur of life, we often take our blessings for granted, distracted by the noise and our own interests. We gather to slow down and reflect on what truly matters, our loved ones, and cherishing the simple moments of joy. We gather to choose gratitude. Thank you for the very warm welcome, and have a blessed Thanksgiving from all of us at Shields.
The year-end sales event is going on now at Scottsdale Mitsubishi. Right now, you can receive a 0% APR for 60 full months on all new 2025 Mitsubishi models. You heard right, 0% APR on all 2025 Mitsubishis.
And if you're thinking about selling or trading your current vehicle, please give us a call. Our data shows that 9 out of 10 times we offer more.
Don't cost yourself $1,000 or more by not making that simple phone call. The name to remember, Scottsdale Mitsubishi, Scottsdale Mitsubishi. On approved credit, another Mark Autogroup dealership.
Hey Benjamin, we've got a surprise for you.
What?
You've got brothers. $50 and $200 bills just like you.
Hey,
Good. What?
We just got them for joining America First Credit Union and opening a new checking account.
and we're all gonna live together at America First.
What? This is nice.
For a limited time, new members get a $250 cash bonus when they open a checking account with direct deposit or $50 with a youth checking account. So head to AmericaFirst.com and get your money working today. Membership eligibility, terms, and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
During the year-end sales event at Scottsdale Mitsubishi, you can receive 0% APR for 60 full months on all new 2025 Mitsubishi models. You heard right, 0%.
Think how much you'll save when you pay no interest. The name, remember? Scottsdale Mitsubishi, Scottsdale Mitsubishi.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
You're live.
That's right, the Thursday edition of the lunch break right here. KDUS AM 1060. Thanks for hanging out with us today on the show. Chris Schubert with you for the next 2 hours. Producer Evan behind the glass, ready to take your phone calls, 480-864-1060, for you to join us here today on the program. We've got one big thing in action today on the sports calendar. Clear your evening, clear your early morning, because 9:59 tonight, ASU basketball takes on Hawaii. Yes, that's not a typo on my part. 9:59 p.m. tonight is when that game will tip off. We've got Suns NBA Cup action tomorrow that we'll get you ready for, and the Suns are where I want to start today's program.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
I've been doing a lot of thinking about the Phoenix Suns. We've had 2 days now where they have not been in action. They're back in action tomorrow, so it's kind of a pause. A chance to take a step back, really kind of look at what we've seen through these first 15 games for the Phoenix Suns so far, beating everybody's expectations. And it got me wondering, okay, we're seeing a lot of positive signs here in the early going from the coaching staff, from the team, from the players that they specifically went out and acquired over the summer. And they are playing like the team that many of us thought they could be at the end of the season. They're hitting the ground running in a way that I myself didn't expect. Thought it would take some time. Thought there would be some growing pains. And that doesn't mean that there still won't be growing pains. I do expect this young team, this first-year head coach, Jalen Green coming back into the lineup. I do expect there to be growing pains here over the course of this season. I don't think that they have put that behind them and it's just off to the races. But I expected the growing pains early. I expected them, even with this softer part of their schedule, to be very up and down. We said volatility would be the name of the game. Super high highs and really low lows. And for being honest, there haven't been very many low lows. Maybe the 4-game losing streak, maybe what happened on Sunday, but I don't consider that the lowest of lows. I don't consider what happened on Sunday a bottoming out, especially because of how they responded against Portland, their next chance out. And so what I've been thinking about yesterday, what I was thinking about on my drive in this morning is I think we're excited, happy with what we've seen so far from this Suns team. They are checking a lot of early boxes. Boxes that how we thought they would check later on in the season. They're checking them early. So what's next for the Phoenix Suns? What are we looking for next from this team? And we've kind of tried to hint at this. We've workshopped it a little bit on the air here, talking about how, okay, they've shown that they can handle the teams that they're clearly better than, right? Utah, Dallas, New Orleans, those teams that are the Clippers, directly behind them in the standings, teams that are just not as good, frankly, as the Phoenix Suns. They've shown that they are going to regularly take care of business against those teams. And so the next step, we've been workshopping this over the last couple of days, is the NBA middle class. Those teams that you don't consider title contenders, you don't consider them on the fringe of title contention, but they are good, solid basketball teams. And quite honestly, this stretch of games, Portland the other night, Atlanta on Sunday, coming up Minnesota, San Antonio, Houston, Oklahoma City, Denver. This is a tough stretch of games. Some of it against the elite of the elites. I would put Oklahoma City in that bucket. I would put Denver in that bucket. I would put Houston in that bucket. And then you have some that are closer to being contemporaries for the Phoenix Suns. Minnesota, San Antonio, their next 2 games up. And so we now get to see what this team does in this stretch. And so is that really the next step? Is it really just about now going from, hey, we've handled our business against all these other teams, now we need to show that we can handle ourselves class? And for me, the next step is just about the consistency. I don't really care who's on the schedule for this Suns team. I just want to see this 15-game stretch that we saw be repeatable. I want us to get to the end of December and we're still talking glowingly about this team. That as the sample size grew, they stayed the course. Because if they stay the course right now with the way that they're playing, we're going to be talking about a team that's going to be in the playoffs at the end of the year. We're going to be talking about a team, and we're going to touch on this in hour number 2 of the program today, a team that's going to be adding at the deadline instead of maybe selling off some pieces at the deadline. Maybe investing into this team rather than subtracting from this team. And so, yeah, I look at games against Minnesota and San Antonio and Houston and Oklahoma City and Denver, and you definitely circle those games. But we can be fair. We can be honest. I don't expect the Phoenix Suns to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder this year. I don't expect the Suns to beat the Denver Nuggets this year. I don't expect them to win the season series with those teams. Maybe one individual night they can catch those teams. They get Denver at home this go around. Maybe they can catch them that game. Maybe if they catch one of these teams on the second night of a back-to-back, they'll be able to beat them. But overall, I don't expect them to beat Oklahoma City. I don't expect them to beat Denver. I don't expect them really to beat Houston right now. And maybe that's the next thing we want to see. Maybe that's the next leap, but I don't know if that leap happens this year. I don't know if that leap happens by the time we get out of here. All I know is this team very early on checked one big box. Now we're all kind of searching for what that next box is. And unfortunately, I don't know if they have the personnel to do that this year, because the next step is
clearing out Minnesota and San Antonio, and who else do we want to put in that bucket there? In the Lakers, perhaps. You look at Oklahoma City, you look at Denver, you look at Houston, the three teams at the top of the Western Conference. The Suns right now this year, they're not going to be on that level, and that's okay. That's not what this season was about. Even with this hot start, that's not what this season is about. So now it's about finding the next thing for the Suns to clear. Well, the NBA Cup certainly provides an opportunity for them to check some boxes, play some really highly competitive basketball. That's their next game up against Minnesota, an NBA Cup game. They get that at home. You win that, you feel really good about your chances of potentially winning the group, if not being that wild card team that gets in. If you're able to win this game against Minnesota. And then you've got a stretch here. We can call this a test. We can call Minnesota, San Antonio, Houston, these next three games a test. But I don't want, if they go 1-2 in this stretch, to come on to this program because we called it a test and say they failed. I think that's unfair to the great start that this team has had. I think it's unfair to the leaps that this team has already made this year in showing that they are on the course. I'm not going to come in here after this stretch if they go 1-2. What would that be on? Tuesday. Next Tuesday. We've got an abridged week next week, too. Only 3 shows for us. Next Tuesday, I don't want to come in here and say that they failed. That's unfair to this team. It's unfair to the work that they've done. It's unfair to the surprise that they've been here early on in this season. They're playing 3 really good teams. And if they play 3 really competitive games, if they show that they belong on the floor with these 3 teams, obviously we'd all like the wins. But I'm not going to get on this team if they lose 1 of these 3 games. If they lose 2 of these 3 games. This is the next step. And unfortunately, I don't know if that step happens this year with this group, with this roster in its current state. I think the Phoenix Suns are going to top out this year as one of those teams that flirts with being the best of the middle. Now, that's a higher ceiling than I think any of us thought that they would get to this season. But the fact that that's even on the table right now shows you how great of a start that they've had. It's been Devin Booker's best start to a year in his career, on pace to be an all-star again, on pace to have the best year of his career, showcasing that he can be the number one, that he can be the ace, that he can be the superstar, that he can be the Batman, that he can be the leader, that he can be the superstar that you build around. He is showing that. You're seeing that the trades for players like Dylan Brooks and Mark Williams were good, savvy moves by this regime. You are seeing very early on the coaching effort from Jordan Ott. The Phoenix Suns don't have the utmost talent here in the NBA. The Phoenix Suns don't have more talent than the teams that they're in front of in the standings. Not all of them. I think we'd all agree Dallas has more talent when everything's healthy there than Phoenix. Yet the Phoenix Suns are playing more like a team. They're playing team basketball. And so there's so much good that I don't want to boil it down to, well, if they don't beat Minnesota or San Antonio and Houston, they don't play well in this stretch, that, same old Suns. Here we are. Here comes the fall back to reality. I think that's unfair. And so I don't know if we got to a place there of what the next step is for the Phoenix Suns, because I don't know if the next step is achievable. I don't know if there is a path for them to break through and get past teams like Minnesota, San Antonio while they're banged up, the Lakers, right? And then you're right on the fringes of the top 3 in the West, Oklahoma City, Denver, Houston. You're not on that level. And by the way, you're not supposed to be on that level. That's not what this year was supposed to be about. This year was supposed to be about laying the foundation. This year is supposed to be about laying the building blocks for what Jordan Ott, what Brian Gregory, what Matt Ishbia want this team to look like moving forward. And so far, so good. And if that's the only thing that gets accomplished this year, that's okay. I know we check a box and we're looking for the next box. There is a next box. It just doesn't feel like it's doable this year. Now, perhaps this team, as they've done through the first 15 games this year, they'll exceed expectations and they'll force us to change our minds. But I just don't know if there is something that this team can do here the rest of the way, other than what they've been doing, that's actually achievable. They're not going to win the Western Conference. They're not going to go to an NBA Finals. They're not going to be a top 3 seed in the West. They're not going to be a top 4 seed in the West. They are right now kind of hitting their ceiling, and that's okay. Because it's fun, It's enjoyable. You get excited for games like tomorrow night. You get excited for games over the weekend against San Antonio and Houston. You circle that Houston game, you get even more excited than you probably were already about that game, knowing that it was the first time that you're going to play Kevin Durant since you traded him. And that game's going to be here as part of a mini homestand. You were excited for that game when the schedule came out. You're even more excited because you want to see how your team stacks up. You want to get a little revenge on Kevin Durant because you're watching the way this team's playing right now, and fairly or unfairly, you kind of blame Kevin Durant. Because you're like, there was more talent on this team last year. How did they not win? So I guess I don't know. I guess the place I've just gotten to in talking this out again this week is I don't know. I don't know what the next step is for the Phoenix Suns. I don't know what we're looking for next for this team. Is it just keep on? Is it just the continued growth and development of Jordan Ott as the head coach? Is it the return of Jalen Green to this lineup to see what they can look like with him fully healthy, playing regularly? Is it the hope that by the time we get to the end of the season, these rookies that they drafted have roles on this team, that they've worked their way into some type of role because they don't really have roles right now? They're mop-up duty. They are the relief when this game is a blowout. Either way. So is that part of what's next for the Phoenix Suns? Because right now, the results that you're getting from this team are, I think, is as good as it gets.
I happen to agree. I don't know if you're going to go on a run again, quite like you did to start the season. I don't know if you're going to be able to be the same team that you have been to start. But I think that next step is go show me you can play with those guys, right? It's just... yeah, you cleaned up on kind of the early part of your schedule. We thought that was maybe the weaker part of their schedule. But can you compete? And not just be in every game and lose it, but could you go, win half these games or slightly under half and show me that you can compete into a playoff, schedule more or less, right?
You've got 7 games here the rest of the month. Minnesota, San Antonio, Houston at home. You're at Sacramento. You're at Oklahoma City. You're home against Denver.
Yeah, can you win 3 of those, 4 of those?
Can you go 3 and 4?
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it right now, you certainly think that they could beat Sacramento. You certainly think they could beat San Antonio on Sunday because San Antonio is extremely banged up. Can you win one of Minnesota, Oklahoma City, and Denver? Or I'm sorry, Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota, Houston, Oklahoma City, Denver. You beat San Antonio, you beat Sacramento, you win one of those 4.
I think that'd be huge.
And Code says over on YouTube, continued improvement and competitiveness on the floor. You can see it there and not necessarily in the standings. And that's kind of the weird thing about this year, but it's also the weird thing about the way they've started. Because I don't know, even if I had the schedule in front of you, I don't think anybody thought 9-6 is how they would start the year. I don't think we would come into this game, into this stretch against Minnesota, San Antonio, and Houston, and feel like the Suns will be able to compete and win some of these games. I don't think that was in the cards. Now, those 3 games at the end of the season, sure, you thought that over the course of the year you would see that continued development. How hot they've started, how well they've played has kind of made it a little awkward, I think is the right word. It's awkward now to be like, this team's better than we thought. So now what? Now what do we do? Is it too early to shift our expectations? Because what the last thing you want to do is have a team that's played so great. And I would use the word great to describe how this team has played to start the year, considering what we thought this year was going to be. You don't want to shift your expectations too early and then be disappointed and have that be your takeaway from what otherwise is going to be a successful year, right? You don't want to jump the gun and pivot and say, this team not only should make the play-in, but they should be competing for that 6 seed. They should be competing to host a play-in game. They should be in the 7 or 8 spot. They should comfortably be. You don't want to do that, and then this team hit that speed bump, and maybe they only get in as the 10 seed, or maybe they do just miss because other stuff happens, and now you're disappointed because in November you change the expectations, right? It's kind of that awkward part about dealing with this team on a day-to-day basis. This entire year is about where they start, where they finish. How does this feel at the end? It's a vibes type season. But now it's not just vibes because you're getting the results and you're not really sure what to do with them. It's weird. It's awkward is the word that I would use to describe it.
Very awkward. It's
awkward in a good way.
No, I was going to say, don't think it's awkward in a bad way because this is a situation. It's awkward because you didn't think you'd be here.
No, I didn't expect that we would be talking about a game in the middle of November for the NBA Cup and thinking they have a chance to win that game and that they have a chance to go 2-1 against Minnesota, San Antonio, and Houston. No, I didn't think I would have that. Here's how I would describe it. I didn't think I would have that type of confidence in them to win games like the 3 that they're about to play. And of the 2, I think Minnesota and San Antonio are the ones that they can get. Houston's going to be tough. It's the second game of back-to-back. That creates all sorts of challenges for you. So it's awkward in a good way, but I think we're kind of in that weird, awkward stage of what are we? Like, what is this team? Like, what are we supposed to do with them?
Are they in that next level? Are they not? Those are the questions.
Yeah. It's like, this is going to be kind of a rough analogy, but it's like you start seeing somebody and you're going out on dates, but you're not really sure. Like, it's going well.
You're in that phase.
But there's no label on it yet, right? I don't have a label. I have a lot of relationship talk this week on the program. I broke up with Jonathan Gannon and Monty, and I feel like I'm ready to enter a relationship with this Phoenix Suns team.
Yeah, it feels like you're on the fringes of dating the Suns.
I'm ready to I more than just date the Phoenix Suns. I think but it's still early. It's 15 games, right? So that's the awkwardness that I think we're having right now. And part of looking for more is you want more answers, you want more data, you want more clarity so that you feel comfortable when you make a decision. Right? It's kind of what we're all looking for. And it's weird because from what you've seen so far, you're ready to dive right in. But you just don't know. So I do think, here's what I will say. I do think the rest of this month gives us that clarity. I'll tell you what, they go better than 3-4 in this 7-game stretch. I may be ready. I may be ready to take the next step with the Phoenix Suns.
I think I would be too.
I mean, they've got 6 of the 7 games against really good opponents. The only one that you feel like is a lock is Sacramento. And that game's on the road in Sacramento. So if you can find a way to, in this stretch where you've got, 4 of the 6? I'm trying to do some math here. 6 games. Minnesota, San Antonio, Houston, Sacramento, Oklahoma City, Denver. So 6. So if you go 3-3 in this stretch, you split them, man, I feel good about that. If you do any better than that, I'd feel over the moon. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. Code over on our YouTube side of things says this is an oven recipe, not a microwave. Season goes until mid-April. Couldn't agree more. I think that's a fantastic way to put it. We've talked about it. This is not your instant, put it in the microwave type thing.
The crock pot.
This is right. We're slow cooking here. This is not, we put it in the microwave, 2.5 minutes later, we have a meal. This is supposed to be a slow burn, but you're kind of excited from what you're smelling, right? The smell from the crock pot smells good. You want to open it up, take it out, eat the meal. Wait a second. Easy. We got more time here. We got more time to let this thing cook. When we come back, I cannot, but we're going to embrace weirdness today on the program, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of weirdness coming to you. When we come back, it might be the move to land them an ace. Should they do it? That's next. The lunch break. KDUS, AM 1060.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters, and we kept signing people to contracts, and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract. Play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Sticks. The Hit. Live at Celebrity Theater. Friday and Saturday, January 9th and 10th. With special guest Max Gomez. Tickets on sale now at celebritytheater.com. A trip through all their best. Don't miss Sticks Live. Produced by Danny Zalisco Presents.
'Tis scratches season, and all through the state, the Arizona Lottery is giving people something to celebrate. Grab your friends and gather round for the chance to win $250,000 with Cash Countdown. Peppermint scented candy cane cash is available at any Arizona Lottery retailer in a flash. Gift these and 4 more games for any reason, because there are more than $80 million in prizes this season. This year and all, we wish you a happy holiday. From Arizona Lottery, love to play.
The Kia Season of New Traditions year-end sales event is going on now at Mark Kia in Scottsdale.
Right now, receive 0% APR for 72 months on a brand new 2025 Kia EV6 and 2026 Kia EV9. You heard right, 0%. And if you're thinking about selling or trading your current vehicle, please give us a call. Our data shows that 9 out of 10 times we offer more.
Don't risk losing $1,000 or more by not making that simple phone call. The name to remember, Mark Kia, Mark Kia. Offer expires December 1st, 2025.
This winter, step into a world of wonder at the Tianyu Lights Festival, open now through January 4th at Camelback Ranch, Glendale, and Phoenix. Explore the 4 new themes: Bugs Aglow, Colors of Holidays, Rainforest, and Prehistoric Animals, which feature 70 glowing handcrafted lanterns. Enjoy delicious foods and beverages at our food court, explore the interactive lanterns, and complete your visit with a trip to the marketplace where you'll find unique souvenirs. Don't miss this unforgettable holiday experience. Tickets are available now.
Jim here with your Rome Report. LeBron James made his season debut last night, finishing with 11 points and 12 assists in a Laker win over Utah, and then defiantly questioned why anybody would question how he might mesh with a crew that was doing just fine without him. And I quote, "I can fit in with anybody. I don't even understand why that was a question. What's wrong with these people?" End of quote. You don't understand the question? Let me help you, Bron. There were plenty of concerns about you rejoining the group, starting with your completely whack offseason when you didn't get what you wanted for the first time ever and acted like this was the last place you wanted to be. And of course, there are questions about your reintegration. You've spent your entire career being the best player in the league. Now you're not even the best player on your own team. The question is not, can they adjust to you, but can you adjust to them? Too soon to tell, Bron, but stop asking why anybody would dare question you, because most are doing just that, and justifiably. I'm Jim Rome. Hey, fellas, want to be the MVP this holiday season? Then you need Aura Frames. Aura Frames are personal, easy, and unforgettable. My favorite part is I can upload photos, share videos, and even preload memories of the kids before it ships, so Aura Frames feels thoughtful from the moment it's unwrapped. Aura Frames makes it look like you planned it all along, and it's a personal gift that they will love. And for a limited time, visit auraframes.com for $45 off on a Carver mat frame with code ROME, and support us by mentioning the Jim Rome Show at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
O'Reilly. Get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of select pairs of wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Our professional parts people can help you find the right wiper blades for your vehicle, and we'll install them for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alessio is your hub for everything high school and college sports. Join Vince and friends as they give you the full picture on student athletes and where they're heading. Live interviews with coaches across the valley.
Asking some of the tough questions.
Varsity recaps and in-depth interviews with tomorrow's sports stars. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alessio. Live every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. Here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Thanks for hanging out with us today here on the show. I read a pair of stories this morning about perhaps, producer Evan, would you consider this the biggest story right now in baseball? The future of Tarik Skubal and whether or not he will remain a Detroit Tiger? It's one of, if not the number one story.
Yeah, I think right now it's the number one with the most traction, certainly.
So I read a story on ESPN. Kylie McDaniel did a story talking to 11 industry insiders about the various options that the Tigers have. And you know the options. They can trade him now. They can hold on to him and trade him at the deadline. Or they can hold on to him, try to get an extension worked out, or let him walk and get a draft pick by putting the qualifying offer on him. Those are the options. Well, there was another story over on The Athletic this morning. Jim Bowden, former general manager in baseball, put together 5 trade packages. Now, I'm going to have producer Evan read the trade packages to you. I don't expect you to know all of these names, but I'm doing this for a purpose because I want you to hear what somebody who worked in the league was a general manager, fielded these phone calls, what he thinks are packages that make sense. Now, I already know one name that producer Evan is going to butcher. So if you just want to use his nickname, that's cool with me.
I will. We'll start with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Their potential trade, Emmett Sheehan, who's a right-handed pitcher, left-handed pitcher Justin Robleski, left-handed pitcher Jackson Ferris, and outfielder Zaire Hope.
So just on the surface, you've got Sheehan, who's had a cup of coffee at the big league level.
Big league ready.
Robleski, another guy who's had a cup of coffee at the big league level. But that's nobody who is a established major league pitcher. Nobody that's an established big league hitter. It is a lot of potential. It's a lot of hype. It's a lot of prospect talent. And so from that perspective, it's a lot, but it's not anybody that you can guarantee is going to be an immediate player for the Detroit Tigers. So that's the Dodgers. And I think we can all agree, you cannot allow this to happen.
The Red Sox potential trade, left-handed pitcher Connolly Early,
who has pitched for them, I believe, in the postseason last year.
Utility player Christian Campbell, who had a cup of coffee at the big league level.
One of their top prospects.
Outfielder, the Password.
So his nickname is the Password, yes, because...
And right-handed pitcher Christian Fouch.
So again, another deal that's got some guys who have a cup of coffee at the big league level, but nobody who is super established. And again, some highly touted prospects. So that's the Red Sox joining the fray.
The New York Mets, right-handed pitcher Jonah Tong.
Cup of coffee at the big league level.
Right-handed pitcher Brandon Sprout.
Cup of coffee at the big league level.
Infielder, outfielder Jet Williams.
One of their top prospects who has not gone higher than AAA.
And infielder Ronnie Mauricio.
Who's been a utility infielder for them, came off of a major injury and was at the big league level, but didn't really play much down the stretch because they couldn't play his bat.
Seattle Mariners deal, right-handed pitcher Bryce Miller.
I mean, this is the best individual player that has been in any one of these deals because Bryce Miller is a player that has pitched significant time at the big league level.
And been good.
And been solid, yes.
Right-handed pitcher Ryan Sloan.
Yep.
Catcher Harry Ford.
Top prospect.
Right-handed pitcher Teddy McGraw. Right-handed pitcher Michael Morales.
Okay, then the last package is from the New York Yankees, and this one just is bad.
Yeah, which is outfielder Spencer Jones.
A top prospect, but has never played at the big league level.
Right-hander Will Warren.
Who has pitched at the big league level, but again, not somebody who's had sustained success.
Right-handed pitcher Carlos LaGrange.
Another top prospect for them in their system.
Did I get that right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's right. Right-handed pitcher Bryce Cunningham.
So all these trade packages, some pitching prospects, not really a big established star. And so this got me thinking. These two stories, pair them together. You know what this got me thinking? And I hope everybody's sitting down when I say this. Because I'm willing to break glass and pull the fire alarm here. To the Arizona, if these are the packages that a former general manager says could get Tarik Skubal. Now, first of all, I don't agree. I think all of these are way too light. I think there need to be more established big league stars, or big league players, I should say. Well, could the Arizona Diamondbacks perhaps just go with me here? I said we were getting weird. Let's embrace it. Could the Arizona Diamondbacks make Ketel Marte available to go get Tarik Skubal? Could they make Ketel Marte a centerpiece and build a package around Ketel Marte? Tigers need offense. Tigers struggle down the stretch to score to get Tarik Skubal. Could they put a package together that is Ketel Marte, Jordan Lawler, and Ryan Nelson? Now, you may think that's a lot. Let me tell you something. It's going to take a lot to get Tarik Skubal. Would you entertain trading Ketel Marte as a centerpiece to land the best starter in the American League? Back-to-back Cy Youngs, correct? 2 straight?
Back-to-back American League Cy Youngs.
By the way, happy birthday to Tarik Skubal. Turns 29 today, getting a 29-year-old starter. Now, here's the rub. Got to pay him. And I don't know what the Tarik Skubal contract looks like. Max Fried got the most money ever given to a left-hander last offseason, $218 million. Yoshinobu Yamamoto got the most money ever given to a starting pitcher in the history of the sport. At 25, 26 years old, signed a $325 million deal with the Dodgers. So you would assume more money than Max Fried, but probably less than Yamamoto because Tarik Skubal's 29 today, 4 years older, 3 years older than when Yamamoto signed that deal. So you've got to consider that it's going to be a $30, $35, $40 million AAV. It's going to be a lot of money that you are committing to Tarik Skubal. So you have to have an appetite as an organization to trade a big haul and then immediately sign him to a contract extension. And to me, that's the holdup. Because let me tell you something right now. This might make me public enemy number one. I would trade Ketel Marte for Tarik Skubal right now. The Diamondbacks are in pursuit this offseason of impact starters. They need at least 2. I would do everything that I could to get Tarik Skubal. If I knew that my ownership would greenlight a contract extension for Tarik Skubal, I would trade anything that the Diamondbacks have in their system. And that includes the one prospect that I have said I would not trade, Ryan Waldschmidt. I would trade that for Tarik Skubal. If I knew I could give him the contract extension, I would do it. But that's where the hang-up comes in. Would I give all this up, not knowing if I could sign? Of course not. I'm not going to make this trade.
You can't do it for 1 year.
Also, is that enough for the Tigers? The Tigers might ask for more. So what's your appetite? How far are you willing to go as an organization? I think it's going to take a lot. I think those 5 trade packages, no disrespect to Jim Bowden, laughable.
I thought so too. We were reading them in the morning meeting.
Laughable.
I don't think there was a single one where I was like, oh, wow, I think Detroit would jump on that. There wasn't a single one.
So I just wanted to put the bug out there for everybody. Perhaps maybe Mike Hazen makes a phone call. He sees what it would take. And again, you only pick up the phone and make the phone call if you know that you're in a position to give him a contract extension. And that's the $250, $300 million question. I just don't know what Ken Kendrick's appetite would be to have Corbin Burns getting paid all of that money and then also having Tarik Skubal. Although Burns and Skubal at the top of your rotation sets you up pretty well. Sets you up very nicely.
Think about that 1-2 punch in game 1 and 2. Who you taking in a wild card series? Doesn't matter who they play.
You're taking them with those two at the top of the rotation.
Right?
Now, I don't know if they feel the need, the urge, the urgency to go and get somebody like that because they have Corbin Burns, and there's a decent chance he opts into the remainder of that deal and sticks around long term. But I got to tell you what, read the story today about that the Tigers would need to be overwhelmed. None of those trade packages have a player like Ketel Marte in them. None of them.
No, not even close.
And so that got the bug in my ear of, if you're going to trade Ketel Marte, and I wouldn't, but if you were going to trade Ketel Marte, I would do it for a player like Tarik Skubal.
You wanted big league starting pitching?
Oh, that's a big league starting pitcher for you. So just something that I wanted to throw out there to all of you today that I'm thinking about. Again, I think the financials are the biggest roadblock here because if it was me, I think I'd trade anything. I'd trade anything to the Tigers for Tarik Skubal if he truly is available. It's the biggest story, I think, or one of this entire offseason. Do the Tigers move him, and how much does a team have to give up to get him? And the Diamondbacks, we know they're going to need to be creative in their pursuit of a starter. What's more creative than turning Ketel Marte into potentially the best trade chip you've got for somebody like Tarik Skubal? 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to hang out with us here today on the program. I've got a question for all of you. Is it too early for mock draft season? I say no. We'll talk about it next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
This is what I mean when I say that was a collapse for the ages. An all-time tank job. Not only did the Giants lead 19-0, going to the fourth quarter, they scored 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, and they still lost. The Giants were 99.8% to win that game, according to ESPN. But according to the Broncos, the number was actually 0.0%.
Here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
It's frustrating when people intervene on you, but they have problems of their own. It's like when someone sends you a text, but the text comes from their email address. I hate this. Your name at iCloud, they FaceTime you from their email address? Are you calling on a child's iPad?
Emmy-winning comedian John Mulaney announces his new tour, Mr. Whatever. Celebrity Theater, Friday, March 6th. Tickets on sale now at etix.com.
This is Arizona's biggest name in gaming. Whether it's the brilliantly brand new White Tanks or the always spectacular West Valley right down the street, we've got you covered with the hottest slots and tables, state-of-the-art sportsbook, dazzling dining like the legendary Morton's The Steakhouse, entertainment, and more. The brand new Desert Diamond White Tanks and Desert Diamond West Valley.
An enterprise of the Donna Automation. Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at Hellsberg.com.
Scorpion Harley-Davidson is making it easier than ever to ride with rates as low as 0.01% for 36 months on select 2024 and 2025 touring motorcycles, including the all-new Road Glide. Imagine carving up the road with iconic style, power, and comfort, all in one legendary machine. Don't miss your chance to lock in this incredible rate or shop 100+ in-stock pre-owned motorcycles. Scorpion Harley-Davidson. Online at scorpionharley.com. On approved credit, see dealer for details.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Global Credit Union, how can I help you?
It's one of those voice prompts.
Representative! Good morning. How can I help?
Wait, is this a real person?
It's 2 a.m.
We're here to help members 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Impossible.
At Global, possible. Learn more at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
Oklahoma City taking out everybody on their way to a championship. One of the youngest, I think they average 26 years old,
Yeah.
Rich. As long as they have the Derek Jeter, Michael Jordan machine, or at least one person on that team, hopefully it's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They have a chance. And listen, it's human nature to be the best and think, I'll be the best again. And then you fall short. I'm going to say Oklahoma City will not go back-to-back.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
It's not too early for mock draft season, right, Producer Evan? It's okay.
It's never too early for mock draft season.
We can get involved.
Listen, there's no two guys, maybe in the media market, that love the draft more than us.
I mean, yeah, you have anything in your title of a story that says mock draft, you're going to earn the click from me. Like you're whatever that's worth, 15 cents, whatever each click is worth, you're going to get it from me. I mean, mock draft story, I'll click on it. And so I did that yesterday. ESPN's Matt Miller did his mock draft, the latest mock draft. I don't know what version this is for him here, but it is a mock draft that has some trades at the top with the Jets moving up to number 1, the Browns moving up to number 2, and it has the Arizona Cardinals at pick number 9. Taking a good player. I like the player that is there at number 9. I just don't think this is what the Arizona Cardinals should be doing with a top 10 selection. Have them taking safety Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. Now, the first thought that many of you had when I said mock draft is you want to talk quarterbacks. Well, let me tell you something. Where the Cardinals currently sit at pick number 9, they're not getting a quarterback because in this mock from Matt Miller, Fernando Mendoza goes number 1 to the Jets. Dante Moore goes number 2 to the Browns. Ty Simpson goes number 5 to the Raiders. So you're not getting one of the top 3 quarterbacks if you sit at number 9. Just not going to happen. So then you go to, well, then what else do the Cardinals need? And yeah, they have a need at safety, right? Budda Baker's turning 30. Jalen Thompson's going to be a free agent. I get all of that. But producer Evan, you have Matt Miller's mock draft open?
I do, yeah. I'm looking at it.
Do you see the pick right after the Cardinals at pick number 10?
Spencer Fano.
Yeah, this is why we can't take Caleb Downs at number 9 when there is a right tackle to be a bookend with Paris Johnson Jr. on the left side, right there available to you at number 9. We have to go premium position. We have to go something on the offensive side of the ball at number 9. If we're not going quarterback and somebody like Spencer Fano is available, how are we not taking that player? How are we not taking somebody who can be a right tackle? And if I remember correctly, I think he's the second offensive tackle off the board. Yeah, OT2 off the board. That's it. Only one offensive tackle taken in front of him. He can play on the right side. He would be the replacement for Jonah Williams, who I think everybody's ready to move on from. They don't have an in-house option that you like. They made a mistake last year in not investing more in that offensive line, and that player is available. This isn't one of those times where you look at the board and you're like, okay, I don't like the player that's selected, but who better were they going to take? There's a direct example, one pick after them that they could select. And I Producer Evan, we all agree here. I think the Arizona Cardinals have more talent than a 3-7 football team. Yes?
Certainly more talent.
The Arizona Cardinals, based on talent, should not be picking inside the top 10, right?
No.
So when you do have a year like this and you pick in the top 10, you got to make the most of it.
You slam dunk. You need it to be a slam dunk.
And I'm sorry, I know Kyle Hamilton was a great safety taken out of the first round in recent years. I don't think I need to take a safety with a top 10 pick. I don't think I need to invest not only another pick into the defensive side of the ball, not only the defensive side of the ball, but apologies to any of you out there who maybe played safety in your day. Of the positions defensively, safety, not really one that's high up on the priority board. Edge, corner, D tackle, those are the positions you look at defensively, right?
So I understand that. I look at Caleb Downs and I see somebody who's different. And I mean that because I think he is, if not the best player in college football, the best defender in college football. And I'll be honest with you, I think anybody arguing against that is just wrong. It's just wrong. Hasn't watched enough Caleb Downs tape. From the minute he took the field, he has been the best defensive player in college football.
I like the player. I want to make that clear once again. I like the player. I don't like the value of taking a safety inside the top 10. I don't like the value of leaving an offensive tackle on the board when we know this team's going to need a right tackle this offseason. They're going to need somebody to play that spot. Now, the draft happens after free agency, so I'm sure they'll address it in some capacity. They'll get somebody to play right tackle, whether it's a veteran on a long-term deal or they go with a bridge guy for a year or two. But to me, with the current state of the Cardinals roster, if we got to draft night, I don't know how you pass up on the second best tackle in the class, OT2 at number 9, and you instead get a safety. I just can't buy it. If you're not going to get a quarterback, I need something on the offense. And by the way, maybe take a wide receiver. I mean, I don't want to be that guy in November, but
I would like to say this, though, that he's gone at 4 in this mock.
Well, he's not making it to 9. If he makes it to 9, you run the card in. I mean, it's just it's incredible value if Jordan Tyson gets to number 9. By the way, listed as questionable for this week's game against Colorado, by the way, for those of you keeping track at home. So I saw this mock draft and I was like, not only do they miss on the quarterback, but I don't love the philosophical direction that they take with this pick by going with a safety. Quarterback, I think, needs to be number 1 priority. After that, I think I'm looking offensive tackle, and then I think I'm looking wide receiver. Like those are and maybe I'm looking for another edge rusher to pair with Josh Sweat, a younger player to go under his tutelage. I don't
Get
think
him
I'm
a running mate.
Right, I don't think I'm looking for safety. Right?
I don't disagree. I think he might be the best player available.
I would take Spencer Fano. That's just me, though. I would take the guy who can put him in at right tackle. Him and Paris Johnson. Never worry about it ever again.
All of this, and really, I just want to cap this off with, I hope this is a new regime here, starting their run with, this is their first draft.
Right. That's the other part of it, too. We're assuming this current group comes back and using how they have approached drafts in the past to try to see if this makes some sense, right? We don't know. We don't know who's going to be here. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also hang out with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, we wrap up hour number 1 of the program. The hottest takes in the Valley. Producer Evan puts them together. I have to buy or sell those takes. We will get to it next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Join ASU women's basketball this Saturday on KDUS AM 1060. The Lady Sun Devils have fought hard this season and are ready to give it their all against UNLV. Under the direction of head coach Molly Miller, ASU remains undefeated on the court and look to keep their streak going as they defend Desert Financial Arena. It's ASU versus UNLV this Saturday afternoon. A pregame at 1:30 p.m. and tip-off at 2 right here on KDUS AM 1060, online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Nitro Circus is back with the all-new Off the Rails Tour. World-class daredevils and FMX, EMX, skate, scooter, and more. Jaw-dropping stunts, high-flying tricks, and never-been-done showdowns. Friday, December 5th, Desert Diamond Arena. Visit Ticketmaster.com.
Only 50% of Arizonans believe their health insurance will cover them in a major medical emergency, like a car accident or an unexpected life-changing diagnosis. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona aims to change that perception. AZ Blue often takes care of more than 99% of hospital charges in major emergencies, protecting you and your family from devastating financial consequences. To learn more about how AZ Blue protects its members, head to azblue.com/true story.
If you don't have gas in your home, but something doesn't smell good.
Ew, what's that smell?
If it smells like rotten eggs, there could be a leak in your neighborhood.
Now what do I do?
If you suspect a leak, move fast, call 911 and Southwest Gas.
From a safe location.
But I don't have natural gas in my home.
Gas lines are buried all around, so even if you don't have gas.
Santan Ford is doing the unthinkable. 0 down, 0%, 0 payments till next year with thousands off MSRP. Get in now because these Black Friday deals, they will not make it to December. Tim Hovik Santan Ford, online at santanford.com.
Does your student struggle in a traditional school setting? For nearly 25 years, Primavera Online has helped Arizona K-12 students thrive with an accredited tuition-free education from home. Learn more at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
It's the Dan Patrick Show.
Shohei Ohtani had 2 home runs, 2 doubles. They also walked him 5 times, 4 intentionally. They've gotten to the point where he's getting Bonds treatment. I want you to pitch in shame. If you're going to intentionally walk him, I want you to throw the 4 pitches that look silly because you don't want to face him. I don't want it to be, hey, we're going to walk him and I point him to first base. Nope. I want you to acknowledge that you can't get him out and you throw those 4 pitches.
Weekdays, 7 to 10 a.m., right here on KTUS AM 1060 and the KTUS 1060 app.
Back here to wrap up hour number 1 of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Thanks for hanging out with us. Another quick hour number 1. Just flew by.
You know, I gotta say, I think we've had some big first segments.
Well, yeah, I have just no respect for the opening segment clock whatsoever. I mean, I
I respect.
I did 23 minutes about the Suns to open today's program. So that's where it gets a little off the rails, and that leads to the 4-minute edition of Buy or Sell to close up hour number 1. Got a great hour number 2 though. We got the Schubert scale. We're going to talk about the Suns making a trade. We'll talk about the Cardinals and perhaps their next quarterback being somebody that they've already played this season. Got a lot in hour number 2 of the program.
I'm excited.
Right now, though, we have Buy or Sell.
The D-backs will make at least 2 trades for big league players during the offseason.
Buy. Mike Hazen's going to be very active. He's going to be making a lot of moves because it's really the pathway for him to improve this roster without breaking the bank. And we know that they're going to be limited. And to be honest with you, I think Mike Hazen prefers that route. I think even if he had endless amounts of money, I don't think he wants to spend $30, $40, $50 million a year on pitchers. Tarik Skubal exception aside because of how great he is, and he's still only 29 years old, I think Mike Hazen would love to just trade from the middle to bottom half of his prospect system to get big league players and just recoup that talent via the draft or via other moves. I think he would prefer that.
I agree. I think that they're going to be pretty active in the trade market. I don't think it'll be Skubal whatsoever. I do think that they will grab Probably 2 starters, though, via trade.
I think there will be at least 2 regular contributors to the Diamondbacks that they acquire via trade.
I agree. The Cardinals will pick a skill position player in the draft.
You want to narrow that down for what you have in your mind as a skill position player?
Quarterback, running back, receiver, corner, safety.
With their first-round pick?
Yeah.
Man, I do think there's going to be an appetite to get an offensive tackle. But I'll buy the take. Because there's just so many positions that you're giving me there. I think there's an appetite for an offensive lineman, but...
You think there's any chance after kind of drafting up front the defensive line the last few years and then adding some in the free agency market, they take an edge?
I mean, if they go defense again, that's just going to be so hard. Like, at some point, you can't ignore one side of the ball. Like, you can't ignore the offense.
Well, they have.
And, they're going to have to get a new quarterback this offseason. So they can't ignore that side of the ball. So I don't think they're going to go defense in the draft, but it also depends on the way the board falls. And if you take best player available and that happens to be a defender, you figure it out.
It's interesting. Because they pick so high.
Well, right, yeah.
This feels like the most important pick over the next however many years.
Because, again, the talent level of this team is better than 3-7. In the 3 fourth quarter leads that they blew, flip those games, and you're talking about a 6-4 team. Like that. We're having a different conversation. We're not bringing up a mock draft in November. We're bringing up a mock draft in November because you're picking in the top 10. You're 3-7. You're going to need to get a new quarterback at the end of the year. I don't know who's coaching this team. I don't know who the GM is going to be. Like, all of these questions exist because you're 3-7. The talent level is there for them to be much more. So when you do pick in the top 10, you've got to hit. And you want to be fair for just a second?
Yeah.
1 first-round pick, 1 top 10 pick, great, in Paris Johnson. The other?
It's been bad.
I'm still waiting for Marvin Harrison Jr. to be the receiver that we were told he was.
100%.
So it's you got to hit on those picks. Those are blue chip prospects. You can't miss there.
And being 1 for 2 isn't good enough.
No, 50% is not good enough when you're picking inside the top 10. Also, 3 top 10 picks in 4 years as an organization.
Not great.
Think about what that says about the job that you've done.
No doubt about it. The Suns will go 2-1 in their next 3 games.
Oh, putting me right on the spot here. Minnesota, San Antonio, Houston. I think they can beat San Antonio. They're really banged up. Can they beat Minnesota or Houston? You know what? I'm the eternal optimist. Bye. 2-1 in this stretch.
I got to tell you, I was hoping you'd sell.
Really?
Because the last 2 times I've asked you that question with an optimistic outlook, like 2-1 or 3-1, you have sold.
I sold when you said they would go 3-1 in a stretch where they went exactly 3-1.
Yeah.
The beginning of the month.
So I was kind of hoping you would sell.
I've learned. I learned my lesson. I'm done doubting this team. I'm in. I said I'm ready to take my relationship to the next step with them, I think. I think I'm ready. I don't know.
I'm really happy for you guys. Really, really happy.
That's the analogy I'm going to stick with. It's been a theme all week for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I'm just going to stick with it all week long.
And that means until you break up with them, are they on the big screen?
Oh, right.
Let's say that I want to give you a hypothetical.
Okay.
The Suns play Sunday night.
Sure.
The game on the TV, let's say it's a Cardinals.
No, the Suns are going on the big screen. Come on, I think.
And then red zone on the tablet. Are you pushing the Cardinals off?
Oh, the Cardinals would be the tablet. The Cardinals might be cell phone. They might be the smallest screen.
You get red zone in at all?
Red zone might go on the tablet.
It's fair. Last one, Paul Skeens will get traded this offseason.
Sell. Paul Skeens will not get traded this offseason. I think they are going to try to give it one run here with their current group to see. They've got so much time with Skeens, unlike Skubal, who's a free agent at the end of the year. They've got so much more time.
Yeah, you can wait a few years.
And they've got, Connor Griffin, their shortstop prospect. Looks like he's got a chance to make the team and be the shortstop.
You'll have Bubba Chandler as well.
And you have Keller and Skeens. Like, you've got some really good pitching. And so if they can invest just a little bit on the offensive side of the ball, they can be a surprise wildcard team. I do think so. So, no, I don't think they'll move him this offseason. Hour number 1 of the program in the books. Thanks for hanging out with us today on the lunch break. When we come back, Could the Phoenix Suns be in a position to buy? And could it be a familiar name that they target? That's next. The lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
For over 60 years, Fisher Tools has been the Valley's trusted source for quality, precision, and power. Family owned and operated for 3 generations, we're proud to be a local Tempe business offering the best tools and supplies for every construction job. With the largest selection of power tools in the Valley, from Milwaukee to Makita to DeWalt and more, we've got everything you need to get the job done right. And with our dielectric glove testing facility on site, you can trust the safety of your gear. Looking for the latest innovations? Join Fisher Tools for our annual customer appreciation event on December 3rd. It's a day packed with product demos, giveaways, and over 30 top vendors from the tool industry. Enjoy a free lunch and hang with the Big Red Radio with free parking, fun, and all the tools you need. We're known for having everything in stock because our slogan is, if we don't have it, we can't sell it. See why we've been the Valley's go-to for tools for over 60 years. Visit Fisher Tools today in-store or online at fishertools.com.
Millions of fans agree. This Christmas tradition rocks. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting the Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. November 30th, 2 shows, 3 and 7:30 p.m. PHX Arena. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, presented by 100.7 KSLX.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive, free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The Kia Season of New Traditions year-end sales event is going on now at Mark Kia in Scottsdale.
Right now, you can receive up to $10,000 bonus cash on Kia's most popular EVs, like the 2025 Kia EV6 and 2026 Kia EV9.
The name to remember, Mark Kia, Mark Kia.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hour number 2 of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert with you. Thanks for hanging out with us today on the program. We got producer Evan on the other side of the glass. And it's kind of weird, right? There's no Suns on tonight, a couple days off, right? Cardinals aren't playing on Thursday night, so a couple days off from them. Diamondbacks. So what do you do with a day like today? Maybe you put 3 points on tonight's Thursday night football game, perhaps. Maybe that's what you do with your Thursday. Put 3 points out there.
Is that what you're going to do?
I am strongly considering something, but my last 2 3-point plays have been rather harsh.
Yeah, lackluster.
I would not describe them as lackluster. I missed both of them by a combined point. My last 2 3-point plays I've missed by a combined point. So, no, I would not describe them as lackluster.
Are you thinking about the total tonight?
I am considering putting 3 points on ASU money line against Hawaii. 9:59.
I was going to say that's late tip-off for you. You're going to be up till midnight.
I got upset earlier in the week about the 9 o'clock tip-off in Portland. It's nothing compared to the 9:59. And you want to know the only reason why it's 9:59? Because I think they can't start a game
At 10?
After midnight on the East Coast. I don't think it's allowed.
No way.
So 9:59 is 11:59 on the East Coast.
That can't be a rule.
I don't think they're allowed to. Why 9:59? Why that specifically?
Maybe you can't start a game after 10 here.
Maybe you can't start a game after 10 here.
But I feel like there's totally been games that have started after midnight.
Well, they do
on the East Coast.
they do the midnight madness, right? At the beginning of the college basketball calendar where there's games going like all the time.
Yeah.
We do that. But I'm sure that's probably like an exception to the rule.
Probably.
You know what? I need to ask. I'm going to ask our guy.
Who was it the other night it was a Florida State game, and I can't remember who they were playing. Somebody out on the West Coast, but like at Florida State, the bars were closing. Like if you went out to watch the game, you would have been there past 2:30 a.m. Well, I'll tell you, my roommate from Toronto, he flew home to watch the World Series. Him and his family got kicked out of the bar restaurant they were at watching whatever game went 18 innings. Game 3.
I have sent a message to our mutual friend who would know the answer to this question. So
why does it start at 9:59?
I said, can you explain why the start time tonight is 9:59 p.m.? We're talking about it on the air. I'll wait to hear back. Because if the 9 p.m. start is bad, I mean, the 9:59 start, I'm not telling tales out of school here. Let me just be very honest with the listeners. I'm not going to have a breakdown of ASU Hawaii for you tomorrow.
I will. I'm going to watch every play.
I am not watching a basketball game that starts at 10 o'clock at night. I'm not doing it.
First of all, you know what the best part about it all is you're going to be able to watch Bills Texans start to finish.
Start to finish. It's going to be over.
Start to finish. You can take a 20, 30-minute nap.
Right. And then
start ASU basketball.
Insane. 6:15 tonight is Buffalo, Houston. That game's going to be over around, 9:15?
Yeah.
I could, like you said, I could take a 45-minute nap and then watch ASU against Hawaii tonight. I'm hoping that we get an answer before the end of the program today as to why it's a 9:59 start. So that might be what I watch tonight. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be up that late.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you looking at our YouTube chat?
So why
does everything have ads now?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I assume there's probably some AWS outage or something, because that's normally what causes all these issues. I have no idea why that's like that. It's getting confusing to see who's actually chatting. It's making it a little more difficult. I actually have to read the username while I'm looking at it. It's more challenging than it usually is.
Typically, we know the names.
Right, I see the names. Then now it's in a different format, so it's a little harder. But I think we'll get through. We'll be okay.
I think we're gonna be fine.
This morning, I read a story over on ESPN. Anthony Slater, who covers the Golden State Warriors for ESPN, wrote a story about Jonathan Kuminga and how things are going there for Kuminga. And if you'll remember, in the summertime, certainly we talked about it here on this program because the Suns were interested in acquiring Jonathan Kuminga. Them and the Kings were the hottest in pursuit of Jonathan Kuminga when his future status with the Warriors was up in the air, contract dispute, wanted a long-term deal. Golden State didn't want to give it to him. He didn't want to sign the tender, the RFA tender that they put in front of him. So it was a back and forth that dragged out. There was a holdout. What was it? A couple months. He just wasn't around the team, didn't do a whole lot, and didn't know how it was going to end. And we talked about here on the show about the Suns acquiring Kuminga and would that make sense? And you read this story from Slater, and it talks about how it's been up and down this year for Kuminga. It was the summer and the ups and downs of the summer. He got an opportunity early in the season to play well, to start, and he thrived. And Jimmy Butler has kind of taken Kuminga under his wing and has tried to mentor him and tried to help him grow and develop as a player because he believes in him. And you just read the story, and you can't help but take away just a couple of things. One, Jonathan Kuminga is not long for Golden State. That's takeaway number one. Takeaway number two that I had, and I can remember sitting in this chair, maybe it was also in that chair at the time across from me, talking about the Suns in their pursuit of Jimmy Butler, potentially, and how I did not think it was going to be a good fit, that I was worried about how it would all gel together. And you read this story, and you see the way Jimmy Butler cares for, tries to mentor Jonathan Kuminga, says that's his guy, wants the best for him, sees a lot of himself in Jonathan Kuminga. And I got to tell you, part of me wants Jimmy Butler on the Suns right now. Like, feels like he might have been a good fit for what they were trying to do right now. Just feels like in the way that he's taken Kuminga under his wing, he would take some of the young players on the Suns under his wing. Now, granted, if the Suns were going to trade for Jimmy Butler last offseason, or last year, I should say, it would be to try to win and compete. Jimmy Butler now on this team would be serving a different purpose. He would be providing veteran leadership. He would be trying to win. But the moves that they made in the summertime, the coaching staff changes and the roster changes still would have needed to be made. When they were making the trade at the time, it was to serve a different purpose. It was to try to still win, and I wasn't on board with that. But you read this story, and you can't help but feel like Jonathan Kuminga is going to be on the move, and they got me thinking. The Suns right now are in a position where they're not going to be sellers at the deadline if they keep playing this way. Could they be buyers? Could they be adding to this team? Could they be adding to the roster?
Now we're asking the questions.
And could they potentially revisit a move that they tried to make in the summer? Now, the reason why they couldn't make the move in the summer is they didn't have the trade assets. And I don't know if they still have the assets 6 months later. Now, Kuminga can't get traded until January 15th because of when he signed the tender. That's the date that he then is first eligible to be moved. So this isn't a 2025 thing. This is a 2026 thing. This is a trade for him later on in the year. But I checked the standings right now, producer Evan, and I see a Golden State team that's hanging on, not thriving this year. The 8 seed right now at 9-8, behind the Phoenix Suns in the standing. They've lost their last 2. Steph Curry missed some time. Kuminga moved to the bench, then brought back, and it hasn't really worked. He's missed some time with a knee injury. It's not going well there in Golden State. So could the Suns be buyers, and could they revisit this? That was my takeaway reading this story today. Is it's a player we know, this current regime, not the past regime, this current regime. Brian Gregory, Jordan Ott, they liked, and they were aggressive in their pursuit. Now, they couldn't meet the price, but they were aggressive in their pursuit. Well, let me tell you something. I kind of trust Brian Gregory and Jordan Ott a little bit more than I did in the summertime. They've shown through their resume, they kind of know what they're talking about. So if they want this guy, if they want this player, maybe it's something worth revisiting. Now, if you read the story, the other thing you'll take away is that the concern with Kuminga is attacking the basket, settling for mid-range jumpers, not being great defensively, rebounding, which is a concern because that's kind of all the things you want a Phoenix Sun addition to have, who they are as a team. It's their culture, it's their identity. But don't you think that Jordan Ott can get the most out of? And one thing that Kuminga mentioned in the piece, or that the piece mentions about Kuminga, is that he went to Steve Kerr and asked to be coached up, asked to be coached hard. Jordan Ott will do that for you. Jordan Ott will coach you up. Jordan Ott will give you the opportunity to play. That's the other thing, too. With the way Golden State's roster is currently set up, it's hard for him to have time. It's hard for him to find opportunity. Where with this Phoenix team, there would be opportunity.
He would have all the chances in the world to be coached up and be the player that he's clearly, from this story, wants to become. This feels like a perfect fit, does it not? Well, like you're reading about this, it's like, I think this works for both sides.
You read the story, and the story is titled Inside the Warriors' Quest to Solve the Jonathan Kuminga Puzzle, because it's still an issue for them all this time later. And the story is really about Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga's relationship, and Butler trying to be a great teammate and try to get the most out of this player because he believes in him so strongly. And you read certain passages and you're like, man, this kid just needs an opportunity. He's only 23 years old. He's still incredibly young, has all the potential, certainly fits the timeline of what the Suns are trying to do. And Butler at one point mentions in the piece that he realized that Kuminga listens to him and that now he had that responsibility to teach him, bring him along, get him in a position to succeed. And I'm trying to find the quote in the story or the passage in the story that talks about kind of the issues that he is having, that Kuminga is having, and why it's such a tough fit. Quote, Kuminga, team sources said, had voiced to Kerr a desire to be coached harder. There was even a meeting about it in their Sacramento hotel prior to the 9th game of the season, and Kerr appeared to make it a point during the Kings game to call Kuminga over and get on him constructively several times. But 4-1 became 6-6. Kuminga's knees began bothering him. His defensive juice and burst to the rim lessened. He went 1 of 9 shooting at home against the Pacers, missing all 5 of his threes. Coaches dinged him for his perimeter shot selection as a reason for his minutes reduction. Butler and Kuminga made sure to point to his 8 rebounds as a sign of impact. So it's a player who the Warriors want a certain level of intensity from defensively. They want a certain style of play from him offensively. They talked about his spacing as an issue. They talked about how he settles for too many perimeter shots, mid-range stuff, instead of attacking the basket with his athleticism. And you do worry about that being a problem here because you know that's what the Suns are going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for somebody who can also attack the basket, can be a good rebounder, can give you solid work defensively. And so it's not a one-to-one fit, but here's what I will tell you. The Suns clearly saw something in Kuminga in the summertime that they felt like they could tap into, that they felt like they were a good fit for him. And so Jordan Ott, who we know, they want to be defensive-minded. Matt Ishbia told us, Brian Gregory told us what they want this team to be. If they thought Jonathan Kuminga was a fit, then I'm willing to give them now the benefit of the doubt to say, okay, I don't know if the defensive fit works, but you think it's going to? I'm in. I'm on board. And it's these types of moves that I think the Suns are going to have to explore if they continue to play this well. Because if you'll remember last year, the Arizona Cardinals made what I thought was a blunder, a massive mistake. They were 6-4 going into the bye week around the time of the NFL trade deadline, and they didn't make a meaningful addition. They didn't reward the play of their defense and the overall team. They didn't reward. I don't think anybody expected them to be 6-4, but they were. And they didn't reward that. They didn't invest into that. They were ahead of schedule, and they just treated it like it was house money, and they wrote it out. Look where it got them. If the Suns continue to play well, and they're in a position like the Cardinals were last year, do not just rest and play with the house money. Invest into this team. Don't mortgage the future, but find ways to improve this team and invest into how well they are playing. We've got a long way to go before then. We've got 2.5 months worth of basketball before then, before the trade deadline rolls around. But if this team continues to play well, invest in them. Don't make the mistake that the Cardinals made. And perhaps it could include revisiting something that you tried to pull off in the summertime. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also hang out with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. Watch the program, and you can chat away with us over there as well. When we come back, the Week 12 Schubert scale, my view of how the top teams stack up in the NFL. We'll also have Evans risers. All of it next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
NAU men's basketball over on KAZG 1440. Join the Lumberjacks as they look to prove themselves on the court against Cal Poly. With the direction of head coach Shane Burkhardt, the Lumberjacks know they have what it takes to win and defend the Roll Activity Center. Join Mitch Stroman on the call live this Monday night. It's NAU versus Cal Poly. Pre-game Monday night at 5:30 p.m. and tip-off at 6 over on KAZG 1440.
The Marshall Tucker Band. Get ready for a night of legendary Southern rock and sing along to all the classics. The Marshall Tucker Band with special guest Firefall, bringing their timeless hits. February 28th at the Celebrity Theater. Tickets on sale now at celebritytheater.com. The Marshall Tucker Band and Firefall, brought to you by Danny Salisco Presents.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner at A1 Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. Call A1 Garage Door Service, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
Swing and barrel. Never off the single.
If you're a fan of any sport on the planet, college or pro, then we are right where you want to be.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Real sports fans need a sports book powered by Hard Rock Bet. Follow the money line to Twin Arrows and too much fun.
Twin Arrows.
The best indoor tailgate party in Flagstaff with massive HD screens, cold drinks, game time food specials, and best service is at Arrow Sports Bar. After the game, get back in the game at craps, blackjack, and slots. Now that's too much fun.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Shedeur Sanders has lived under a spotlight from the moment his name entered the NFL draft conversation. Hope, hype, and a whole lot of questions have followed him every step of the way. And his emergency appearance last week didn't do much to quiet the skeptics. If anything, it only amplified the doubts. But let's be honest, tossing a rookie into a surprise mid-game cameo against a contending Ravens team is hardly a fair evaluation. He hadn't taken meaningful reps with the starters. He hadn't game planned. He was thrown into the deep without a life jacket, and it looked like it. This week is different. He gets the start, he gets the reps, and he gets the Raiders. No matter how it goes, the sample size will still be too small to judge his ceiling. But with a full week to prepare and an organization finally building the game plan around him, we will get our first glimpse of what the former Colorado Star might become in the NFL. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. It's being called the Golden Bonanza Sweepstakes. Thanks to our friends at Mako, the DP Show, proud to be a part of this, giving listeners a chance to join us in San Francisco for Super Week. That's right, a trip for two, including round-trip coach airfare, 3 nights, hotel stay, ground transportation, and VIP access to see us do our show. If that's not enough, Mako also giving away 5 free paint jobs and 10 Mako and DP Show swag bags as runner-up prizes. It's really simple to enter. You go to danpatrick.com. The best news, you can enter daily for a chance to win. You can also receive a 25% off coupon to use at any Mako shop. Visit any Mako location now for a free estimate and redeem the coupon. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, go to danpatrick.com for official rules. No purchase necessary. Void in Alaska, Hawaii, and where prohibited. Open to contiguous U.S. D.C. residents 18 or over. Ends 11/23/25.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
And LSU said, yeah, we've had enough. They've had enough of the experience of Brian Kelly losing 3 out of the last 4, and 2 of which he lost to his coordinator. They were ex-coordinators of him. And the last 3 coaches they've had, they've all won a national championship within 4 years. Coach O did it. Les Miles did it. Nick Saban did it. Brian Kelly did not. Yeah, out. Now the question is, who do they bring in?
Back Coach O.
Can't wait to see who that's going to be. No, I think he burned in bridges.
Every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060.
Time for the Week 12 Schubert scale here on the program. Thanks for hanging out with us today. How I see the NFL as we get through Week 12. And I got to tell you, Producer Evan, we have a new team making their debut in the Schubert scale. A debut.
I do too. I don't think I've had this team up there.
Now, they're just an HM, but it's the first time that they've been an HM.
Oh, wow.
Whose turn is it to start?
It is your turn to start.
I'll start with my HMs. This is a mighty fall for this team because I believe they had the number 1 spot last week. I have Seattle all the way down as an HM.
I think that's fair.
Because you've now lost your pathway to being the number 1 seed. You're going to have to go on the road. I know it was 1 game, but 4 interceptions from my quarterback is not exactly what I'm looking for when talking about the best teams in the NFL. I don't think the season is toast for Seattle. I think they can still make noise, but do I think they're a top 5 team? No. I think, and honestly, I think the Rams could have won that game handedly. They didn't.
Yeah.
Seattle was lucky that they were able to hang around in that game.
I was going to say, like, the Rams had 4 interceptions. I didn't think they were that impressive offensively.
No. My other HM, Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts as an HM. You're shaking your head back there.
Yeah, I mean, It's ridiculous.
And my third HM. Chicago Bears, welcome.
Whoa!
Welcome.
Wow! Welcome to the Chicago Bears.
Welcome to Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, and the Chicago Bears.
The 7-3 Chicago.
The 7-3. Not only that, division leading Chicago Bears.
Oh yeah, the alliance was strong.
So I'm willing to give that the respect that it deserves. Ben Johnson is coaching his tail off because I don't think Caleb Williams is playing.
I was gonna say,
very good
I
football.
still don't really think they have their quarterback.
No, I mean he's completing less than 60% of his passes this season, but they are just finding ways to win. And that's impressive for a first-year coach. He's clearly got the buy-in. They're winning a division that everybody thought they were going to be good, but still finished fourth in. They're leading it right now. That is correct, right? They are leading that division.
They are.
So the Chicago Bears for me, it's 7-3 in front of the 6-3-1 Green Bay Packers. My third HM. You want to share your HMs?
My HMs. Okay, are you ready?
Ready?
The Seattle Seahawks have fallen into my HMs.
Wow. I mean, yeah.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are my second HM. And I think the Bucs are an HM for me. I don't know if they're on your list or have fallen towards the HM category.
Okay.
But for me, they still have the pieces to win big games. They lost one to New England in a shootout. And they very well could have won that football game. Offensively, they can score with the best of them across the league. My last honorable mention is still Buffalo and the Bills. And
no respect for Buffalo.
To be honest with you, in the AFC right now, who are you betting to win the Super Bowl? The Chiefs are out. They're going to have the best quarterback in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, Buffalo, my last HM.
Number 5. I think I said this during the look ahead last week, that if they won this game, I would have to put them in there. I'd have to give them the respect that they deserve because their record is excellent. I just don't love watching them play football. It's really ugly. But 9-2 is 9-2. And you have to start putting respect on their names. I've got the Denver Broncos at number 5 this week in the Schubert scale. It doesn't have to be pretty.
They win.
They don't. You don't get bonus points for how pretty it looks.
I think it's very funny to watch them play football. Like, that was the first time where I was like, yeah, Mahomes, even with the ball back, that defense is swarming.
No, their defense is just so good. The defense is so good.
I mean, they beat him without Pat Surtain this week, right? Yeah. So, gosh, when they get him back.
Yeah, defense is really good. That's my number 5.
Are you not listing all 5?
Sure, I'll go.
I feel like that's how we typically do it.
We did a list yesterday, and we bounced back and forth, so I forget how we do all these lists. My number 4, I'm higher on this team than you are because I was very impressed with the way that they played. I think right now they have the best quarterback that's in the playoff picture in the AFC, like you mentioned. I have the Buffalo Bills at number 4. I mean, their offense Josh Allen is a unicorn. I mean, he scored, 6 total touchdowns?
Yeah.
I mean, it's video game stuff. And he doesn't have a supporting cast of players that you can name all of them, right? But they just have a great group of guys that they are maximizing.
They benched Coleman.
And they beat a really good Tampa team this past week.
They really did.
Got them at number 4. Number 3, they won the game against Seattle. They now take the spot as one of the top 2 teams in the NFC. Give me the Los Angeles Rams. They check every box you would need for a deep playoff run. Can run the football, have great quarterback play, have an excellent coach. Their defense is nasty. They can get after the quarterback. Their defensive coordinator is going to go get a head coaching gig probably this offseason. Just top to bottom. Well coached. They execute well. They create turnovers, the 4 of them against Sam Darnold. And the only reason why they weren't higher up is because Seattle was kind of boxing them out. Well, they took care of business against Seattle, so they take the spot. Got the Rams at number 3. Number 2, they're still the best team in the AFC until further notice. Give me Drake May and the New England Patriots. They're getting better every single week. Drake May is gaining confidence every single week. I am not worried that this is a year 2 quarterback that's walking in to the postseason. I'm looking at a team right now that has the perfect coach to have a year 2 quarterback go into the postseason because I love Mike Vrabel. I love Drake May. Can't you see him getting to the playoffs and saying, I know how big this stage is going to be for Drake May, so we're just going to pound the rock. We're going to run the ball in everybody's face. We're going to grind it out because we can. Oh, and by the way, if we need to, Drake May can also throw the football. It just feels like he's the perfect coach to manage the anxiety and pressure and uneasiness that comes with Drake May in year 2 getting to the postseason. That's my number 2. And number 1, they've been bouncing back and forth from this spot. I think they're the best team in the NFC because they've been the most consistent team in the NFC all year. I have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 1.
We have very similar lists. Very similar lists. My number 5, the Indianapolis Colts. You had them as an HM. I can't move them. And we'll see this week, right? They play Kansas City. And despite what I think of Kansas City this year, to go on the road and win at Arrowhead would be extremely impressive. We'll see if Indianapolis can get it done. They could fall out for the first time all year since they've gotten in, because I don't think they were in for the first 3 weeks or so. My number 4 team, you said it yourself. 9-2 is 9-2. You beat Kansas City. You beat Philadelphia in Philadelphia. What else do I need to see? The Broncos at number 4. It's not always pretty. They don't score a lot of points. I don't really think Bo Nix is all that good. They play great defense, and they are hard to beat. And in the fourth quarter, they turn it up a little extra level. My number 3 team, same as yours, the Los Angeles Rams. Impressive win over the Seahawks this week. Caused the 4 turnovers on the 4 interceptions. I just thought the offense didn't score as much as I would like, given all the turnovers for where they've been previously this year. And I thought they could have put Seattle away, and they weren't able to do it. My number 2 team, the best team in the AFC. You said it yourself. Well coached. The quarterback's playing at a level that really I didn't expect to see this year from him. And they continue to be kind of a wagon in the AFC. The New England Patriots. Though, that schedule, they get to play a favorable schedule. And my number 1 team, the most consistent team all year, doesn't always look pretty offensively. Actually, rarely looks pretty offensively, but the defense is so good. And since they've added Jalen Phillips, they look like an all-time defense. The Philadelphia Eagles at number 1.
Yeah, questions about what's the word I'm looking for here? Disgruntledness, frustration with the quarterback, apparently. I saw that making the waves on social media yesterday.
When does it not?
Well, with that team in particular and that coach, feels like there's always something going on.
Isn't it insane? I mean, for a team that has this much media coverage,
and for a team that overall has had this much team success, they sound like a team that's 3-7.
They won the Super Bowl last year,
right?
And for the first 10 games of the season, it was, does A.J. Brown want out? Is the quarterback not good enough? Are they not good enough? Should they fire the head coach? I have never seen a team, in all honesty, win a Super Bowl with that much talk surrounding them last year. So at this point, what do I do?
It's impressive, I will say, that they've been able to keep it all together and still be the team that everybody thinks is the team to beat in the NFC. And offensively, it's been bad, but the defense is just so good.
And they've beaten the Packers, the Lions, the Chiefs, the Rams.
Right, they've beaten a lot of good teams. There's not a lot of fluff.
Hard.
There's not a lot of fluff on that schedule. So there you have it. The Week 12 Schubert scale and Evans risers as Week 12 kicks off tonight with the Bills and the Texans. Are you thinking about doing anything tonight, or?
To be honest, I've had a weird feeling about the over. Did I hear a rumor Nico's banged up?
I have not looked today about injury reports for tonight's game. I just know that we don't have CJ Stroud. We talked about that earlier in the week.
Yes.
Still waiting for an answer, by the way, of why there's a 9:59 tip tonight.
I also, which is crazy because he responded to me, by the way.
He read the text message. I can see that he read it.
Because I sent him a text asking if Tim was going to go to Hawaii.
If Tim's going to be
in Hawaii.
And then
turn around to go to Colorado.
Right. These are all great questions that we can ask. And he's the one that has the information. And there's no like state secrets here. I just want to know why the tip's at 9:59. Like who decides that's the tip? That's all I want to know. And I don't think we're going to get an answer.
So they are 4 hours behind us?
I don't know. Just Google the current time in Hawaii. I don't know the time zone. I know California is 1 hour behind us right now. So for California, it's 11:34.
It's 9:34 a.m.
So it's 9:34 a.m. So it's the breakfast break if you're listening to us in Hawaii via the KDUS AM 1060 app.
Thank you for tuning in if you're in Hawaii.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I don't know how many Hawaii listeners we have, but the app, you can take it anywhere. So you can listen to us.
You also have us on the YouTube. You can take anywhere.
Right. So if you're in Hawaii watching us, we greatly appreciate that. So hopefully we'll get to that answer before we get out of here. We'll decide if we're making picks. That's coming up in the leftovers at the end of the program. But when we come back, we think the Cardinals are going to be looking for a quarterback this offseason. Have they already played him? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters and we kept signing people to contracts and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract. Play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Bad Omens. Do you feel love? North American Tour 2026. Live at Desert Diamond Arena, March 24th. Bad Omens. With special guests, Beartooth and President. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Bad Omens, live in Glendale.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
708 million toys for children. That's a lot of toys.
Tens of thousands handed out right here in our community.
Once again this year, we are collecting new unwrapped toys for Toys for Tots.
And for every toy you donate,
we'll donate another.
For every dollar you donate,
we'll match it.
Alaskan AC has partnered with the Marine Corps Toys for Tots.
Stop by our offices or hand your donation to a Jolly Polar Bear technician when they're in your home.
Alaskan AC will purchase an extra toy for each one donated.
Or match any dollars you donate.
And your donations stay right here in town, putting smiles on little faces who could be your neighbor.
Toys for Tots has been an American tradition since 1947.
An organization we're proud to support every year.
Because we believe every child should have a present on Christmas.
We'll donate a toy for everyone you donate.
And match cash donations dollar for dollar.
We want every child to have a Merry Christmas.
For our location or to schedule service, find us at alaskanac.com.
The Mazda More to Move You sales event is going on now at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale.
Right now at Mark Mazda, receive 0.9 APR for 60 full months on some of Mazda's most popular models, like a 25 Mazda CX-5. And don't know what to do with your trade? We'll give you a minimum $8,000 for any trade, no matter what shape it's in, as long as it runs, based on the actual MSRP.
And if $8,000 is the minimum, think what your good trade might be worth. The name to remember? Mark Mazda. Mark Mazda. On a credit plus 98
Sometimes a girl in my class doesn't bring anything to eat for lunch.
The truth is, in America, 1 in 5 kids worry about their next meal.
I want everybody to have yummy food.
So do we. That's why Fry's donates surplus fresh food from our shelves to your local food bank. We've provided over 3.5 billion meals through our Zero Hunger, Zero Waste plan. Visit frysfood.com to see how you can help fight hunger and waste in our community.
Because nobody should have an empty tummy.
The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alicio is your hub for everything high school and college sports. Join Vince and friends as they give you the full picture on student athletes and where they're heading. Live interviews with coaches across the valley.
Asking some of the tough questions.
Varsity recaps and in-depth interviews with tomorrow's sports stars. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alicio, live every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
It is perhaps the most intriguing sports radio question here in the Valley, because it is one that I don't know when it gets answered. If it gets answered, who is going to play quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals in 2026? And no, I don't mean when the calendar flips to 2026 here in a couple of weeks. I mean next season. Who is playing quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals? Perhaps the most intriguing question that people like myself who do this for a living gets to explore. It's just a great sports talk radio topic because the possibilities are endless. I mean, I could right now talk about trading for Joe Burrow if he wants out of Cincinnati if I wanted to. I could talk about trading for Tua. I could talk about trading for Bryce Young if I wanted to. I could talk about drafting Fernando Mendoza and just trading up to get the number 1 overall pick. Selling the farm for somebody in this draft. All of it, possibilities. All of it stuff that we're going to explore here over the course of the next couple of months. And it was asked, or I guess a question about another quarterback was asked of Albert Breer as part of his weekly mailbag column that he does. And an interesting contender has entered the mix. And it's somebody that you've already seen this season. It's somebody that you know pretty well because plays in the division. You've seen a lot of them. Didn't expect to see a lot of them. But how about Mac Jones as the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals next season? Because he was asked, Albert Breer, who do you think will pursue Mac Jones in the offseason and what will it cost? And I want to read Breer's full answer to this because it's important to show why Mac Jones is going to have a pretty large market this offseason. Quote, Ed, this is a great question. The first thing you have to remember is that you're trading for not just players, but contracts. And Jones is under contract for $4.66 million for 2026. Having a starting quarterback at that number in today's NFL is basically stealing. Add in the chance to franchise tag Jones in 2027 if things go really well. And there's a ton of value there for a team looking for a bridge quarterback that they can win with. End quote. Keep that in mind, the term bridge quarterback. Because if you'll remember in hour number 1 of the show today, we talked about a mock draft from Matt Miller. And what did we say? The Cardinals at number 9, they're out of range of drafting Mendoza, Moore, or Simpson. They're not close enough without trading up and giving up a lot of pieces. They're not close enough to get those guys. So a bridge quarterback might be exactly what they need. Breer goes on, quote, so where could he go? I'd look at teams such as the Vikings, Dolphins, and Cardinals. And by the way, he puts in parentheses, the latter pending any potential coaching changes. Then he talks about Minnesota getting competition for J.J. McCarthy, and then says the last 2 teams, quote, Jones will be an affordable scheme fit that could help those teams detach from expensive quarterbacks who have 1 year left of heavy guarantees. And then he throws out the potential trade compensation. Putting all that together, could the Niners get, say, a day 2 pick in 26 and maybe a conditional day 3 pick in 27 for Jones? It's not out of the question, end quote. So add him to your list, ladies and gentlemen. He may not be exactly who you want, but Mac Jones might be the perfect short-term option for the Arizona Cardinals. Doesn't cost a lot of money, and you're going to have some dead cap on your books for cutting Kyler Murray this offseason. Even if you trade Kyler Murray, you're going to have some dead money on your books. So he comes at a relatively low cost. You still have your first-round pick to invest into a right tackle, to invest into a wide receiver, to invest into whoever the best player is on the board when you get there at number 9, and you bought yourself time. Because as much as I don't think Jonathan Gannon and Monty have done enough to deserve coming back for a year 4, if they do run it back, a bridge quarterback might be exactly the right thing to do. So I know it doesn't give you the warm and fuzzies. It's not trading for Joe Burrow. It's not drafting one of these high-touted kids out of college. It's not a flashy move. It's not a splashy move. It's not a sexy move. But Mac Jones played pretty well for the San Francisco 49ers. What did we call them when Mac Jones was playing for them? We called them a Honda Civic. Got you from point A to point B. You know what the Cardinals could use right now? A Honda Civic.
Just get on the road.
They're a broken down Oldsmobile. That's what the Arizona Cardinals are right now. They need to be a Honda Civic. I don't need flashy. I don't need the Maserati. I don't need the Ferrari. I don't need the Lambo. I need a car that's going to get me from point A to point B, and Mac Jones might be the perfect quarterback for them.
They're going to have options this offseason.
So is everybody.
This one just feels like it makes the most sense.
Everybody's going to be interested in Mac Jones at that price. Name a team that needs a quarterback. The three that Albert Breer mentioned, Vikings, Dolphins, Cardinals, all going to be interested. Guess what? Jets are going to be interested at that price. Saints are going to be interested in that price. Who else do we? Cleveland's going to be interested in that price. Pittsburgh, if Aaron Rodgers chooses to walk away, going to be interested at that price. Atlanta could be interested at that price. The Rams, if Stafford walks away, are interested at that price. Jacksonville could be, well, they had him already. So I don't know if they're going to do that again, but they could be.
Brian Thomas Jr. looked really good with Mac Jones.
True, bring him back. You have all of these teams that are going to be trying to outdo one another to try to get a quarterback. A quarterback that can start for you, making under $5 million. Now, yeah, is Mac Jones' ceiling is very limited. Mac Jones isn't going to be an all-NFL, win an MVP, win Offensive Player of the Year. You're not going to get that type of output. But are you going to get somebody who, and I'm going to use Breer's phrase, be a bridge for you? Absolutely. And that's kind of where the Cardinals, I think, are going to be at this offseason. So just another name to add to the list. Another name to add to the list this offseason for the Arizona Cardinals, because they are going to be in search of a quarterback, but so are a lot of other teams. And so you can't really turn away from any option. You have to put all the options on the table because there's a lot of teams you're competing with. A lot of teams that are going to be in the same boat as you. A lot of teams searching for their bridge. Looking for the next Sam Darnold, looking for the next Baker Mayfield, looking for the next Geno Smith, looking for the quarterback who, after making a couple of stops someplace else. And I do wonder, because Sam Darnold went to San Francisco, reinvented himself after failing in New York, not doing a whole lot in Carolina, goes to San Francisco, and then is able to turn his career around. Well, Mac Jones drafted in the first round by New England, doesn't work out there, goes to Jacksonville, plays a little bit, has some okay success, but then they move on from him. Now he's back with back in San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan, working with him. There are going to be teams that think he can be the next Sam Darnold because of the route, because he's there, because he was with Kyle. So get in line. But it is something that the Cardinals should consider. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to hang out with us here today on the program. We've got one more before we are done here today and hand things off to Jim Rome at the top of the hour. It just so happens to be all the stories that we didn't get to throughout the course of the show. We call it the leftovers. Producer Evan will have them for us next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
This is what I mean when I say that was a collapse for the ages. An all-time tank job. Not only did the Giants lead 19-0 going into the fourth quarter, they scored 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, and they still lost. The Giants were 99.8% to win that game, according to ESPN. But according to the Broncos, the number was actually 0.0%.
Here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade 2026. Live at Chase Field, September 6th, 2026. With special guest, Jimmy Eat World. Get tickets now at livenation.com. For more, visit mychemicalromance.com.
Fridays at 5, I'm out exploring. From hiking up Camelback to skiing at Snowbowl, the adventures never stop with AAA. It's membership that travels with me, whether behind the wheel or a passenger, in my ride, my buddies, or a rental. AAA's got 24/7 expert help with tows, battery help, and more. Plus branch services like free passport photos and trip planning. Membership gives you all this and more for less than $6 a month, and I can add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today. AAA, your membership to go.
Did you know that Harrah's Auction Casino is your key to nationwide fun? That's right. You'll unlock perks at more than 50 destinations from coast to coast at your local home for Caesars Rewards. Free dining in Atlantic City? Yes. Free slot play in Maricopa? You bet. Free hotel stays in New Orleans? Oh, yeah. What are you waiting for? Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 or 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Visit the Caesars Reward Center for details.
Hello, everybody. Eric Bryan, owner of Precision Air and Plumbing. This winter, stay warm and safe. Our complete heating tune-up is just $159.95. And if you have gas, we'll install a carbon monoxide detector for free. Carbon monoxide is the invisible killer, sending thousands to the ER and killing hundreds in the U.S. every year. Get peak efficiency, avoid surprise breakdowns, and protect your family. Make the precision decision today and call 602-FIX-MY-AC.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
Oklahoma City taking out everybody on their way to a championship. One of the youngest, I think the average is 26 years old,
Yeah.
Rich. As long as they have the Derek Jeter, Michael Jordan machine, or at least one person on that team, hopefully it's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They have a chance. And listen, it's human nature to be the best and think, I'll be the best again. And then you fall short. I'm going to say Oklahoma City will not go back-to-back.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
All right, it's decision time, producer Evan. Using any points? 6 of them available to you. 3 point, 2 point, 1 point.
I think I'm laying out.
You got a breaking news sounder over there for me? Because I have an announcement to make about tonight's Thursday night football game. I will not be using any points tonight. I will also
The alignment.
I will also be sitting it out tonight. Want to take Buffalo? Concerned about Houston's defense being good enough to keep that thing close.
Yeah, I think I sit in the same.
This is a game where we wake up tomorrow and the Bills win like by 12.
Yeah.
But Houston keeps it close for way too long, and I'm not wasting a Thursday. I got a huge basketball game to stay up for tonight at 9:59.
I was gonna say, don't get have your stress send you to bed.
Right. There's a big, huge basketball game tonight for me to watch. So I'm gonna lay out on this one. I'm sitting out.
Can I be honest with you? I think that's a smart move.
Now, what I want to do is I want to take Buffalo minus the points for my 3-point play. I want to say that out front. That's what I want to do. But I'm not going to do. I'm going to lay out.
Wow.
I'm going to keep my points for tomorrow. Listen, I'm now behind. You know, we gotta work hard. I have to go first tomorrow. I have to share my picks first. Well, it's your choice, but I'm assuming you're going to make me go first.
Yes, I am going to make you go first.
What do we have in the leftovers today?
Bleacher Report wrote a story.
I can't. By the way, my leftovers is my tablet doesn't work. I can't.
Oh,
nothing.
no.
Watch. Are you looking?
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm pushing the button. The screen doesn't turn on. I'm stuck. I can't do anything. Sorry. Please continue. That's my leftover story. I can't. I don't even. How do you hard reset a tablet?
That I don't know.
Right.
Hold the power button.
All right. Well, you tell the story. I'm gonna.
See, this wouldn't happen if you were just an Apple guy.
Right, because an iPod or an iPad has never frozen before.
Never.
Not once.
Never seen it.
No, it's never happened.
Every MLB team's player most likely to be traded in 2025.
And I'm
26
holding this button
off-season.
down really hard. Like I'm pressing and I'm getting nothing.
So I'm gonna go team by team, and we'll go. Would you be interested?
Like this thing's not moving. I'm not getting anything. I mean, I've been holding this for like a good 45 seconds.
Yeah, nothing.
No. All right. Sorry. Continue. Do I want this player? That's the game we're playing?
Yeah.
Is this football?
No, this is baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Bleacher Report, most likely player to be traded from each team this offseason.
This thing is a coaster.
Would you take them for the Diamondbacks?
Put my drink on it. Go ahead.
Baltimore Orioles, first baseman Ryan Mountcastle.
Yes, I would take him.
Yep. On arbitration, eligibility ranged between $6.5 to $8 million. Boston Red Sox, outfielder Masataka Yoshida.
No, I'm okay.
Okay. The New York Yankees, Elmer Rodriguez Cruz, AAA pitching prospect.
I'm okay.
Yep. The Rays, second baseman Brandon Lau.
No, I have a bit of a log jam at that position right now if I'm the Diamondbacks, so no thanks.
Toronto, right-handed pitcher Jeff Hoffman.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. I don't like the contract.
He's due 12.7 each of the next 2 years.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm committing some money, but a veteran back-end reliever. They tried to make him a starter. They tried to do the Clay Holmes thing that the Mets did. No, I'll say no because of the contract.
Okay. The White Sox, outfielder Mike Tauchman.
Really? Luis Roberts, not the name that they invoked here? No, I'm good.
Cleveland Guardians, outfielder Stephen Kwan.
Oh.
Projected $8 to $9 million.
I'll tell you, for everything that the Diamondbacks are as a team, Kwan fits what they do.
Yeah.
So from a pure fit perspective, I would like it.
Detroit Tigers, right-handed pitcher Jack Flaherty.
Sure.
He's due $20 million.
Never mind. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'll pass.
Left-handed pitcher Chris Bubich.
Yes.
I agree,
yes.
too. $4.5 to $6 million expected in arbitration.
A lefty that's basically a number 2 or a number 3, yeah, would be a solid pickup.
Minnesota Twins, right-handed pitcher Bailey Ober.
I would rather either Lopez or Joe Ryan.
I think so, too.
But sure.
But for $4.5 million.
No, any of the Twins pitchers, but I would prefer Lopez or Ryan.
The A's, outfielder J.J. Bleday, only do $1 to $2.5 million this year in arbitration.
Defense speed guy, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't have a great hitting profile, but a defense speed guy. No, I'm okay.
Jesus Sanchez out of Houston.
Power bat, but no, I'm okay.
Okay. Robert Stevenson, the right-handed pitcher from the Angels.
No, I'm good.
$11 million due next year. Seattle Mariners.
Okay. You're saying this like this is going to be a name that intrigues me.
Right-handed pitcher Luis Castillo.
Oh, absolutely.
$24.5 million next year.
No, I'm in.
24.5 the next year. $25 million vesting option.
Nope. I'm in. Luis Castillo on my team. Thank you.
Texas Rangers. Outfielder Adolis Garcia. Estimated arbitration due to $12 to $13 million.
I'd have to look at how he played last year. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I don't think so. I think I'm a no.
The Atlanta Braves, right-handed pitcher J.R. Ritchie, a AAA prospect.
I'm okay. AAA, you can just skip AAA prospects. I'm not interested.
Okay. Miami Marlins, here's where I think is my favorite one so far.
Is it Edward Cabrera?
It is.
Then I'm
3
all over
years
this.
of arbitration eligibility, estimated between $3.5 to $4 million.
This is the move you make if you're Mike Hazen, right? This is the young, cost-controlled pitcher that you give up. I don't want to say the farm because it's not going to cost that much, but you give up a lot to get because it isn't just a rental, right? Any of these other pitchers are either rentals, like in Skubal's case, it's a rental until you sign him to an extension. If you trade for Castillo, it's a veteran pitcher that's at the back 9 of his career. Cabrera, in his prime, you've got 3 years of cost control, so you don't have to give him an extension for a while. I mean, it is the perfect type of move for Mike Hazen to make this offseason. The perfect move.
The next one is Kodai Senga from the Mets.
I mean, you're buying low. You're buying
$15
low.
million, $15 million, $15 million for the next 3.
You're buying low. There's a lot of question marks on what type of pitcher he is right now at this stage of his career. But when it's working, I mean, he can be a number 1. But yeah, you're buying low and you're buying a contract that the other years on those deals, I think, are innings related. So I don't know if he'll hit those because he was hurt so much, but I'd have to look at his contract again.
Philadelphia Phillies third baseman Alec Boehm, 1 year of arbitration eligibility remaining, $10 million.
I'll take Blaze and Jordan over there than trading for Boehm.
You just got a log jam over there at third. Doesn't make sense.
I'd rather use the pieces to get something else.
Left-handed pitcher Mackenzie Gore from the Nationals, 2 years of arbitration eligibility remaining at $5 to $6 million.
Put Gore in the same bucket that you have Cabrera, right? Put Gore, put Hunter Green, put Cabrera, Gore, Green, put them all in the same bucket.
Outfielder Seiya Suzuki from the Cubs. I don't see them making this move, but he's due $19 million next year, and then he's a free agent.
I mean, you could play him a DH if you don't want to put him out in the outfield because the Diamondbacks do need a DH, and he had a good year last year. You could do it. I don't know if I would. It's a lot of money to lock up to one player.
The next 2 names are interesting to me.
Is Freddie Peralta going to be one of the names that you share with me?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
$8 million next year, and then is a free agent.
Right, that's the problem. Because he's a really good pitcher, so they're going to ask a lot. You're getting him for 1 year. I don't think the Diamondbacks are in the business of 1-year rentals.
That's probably right.
Right? Now, if you trade for him and you sign him to an extension, fine. But what does that look like? It's the same issue we had with the Skubal conversation in hour number 1. Like, I would trade for him, but what does the extension look like? Like, how much am I giving up in the extension? And do I have the ability and the means and the appetite to do that?
I'll give you one more. The Arizona Diamondbacks. It's Ketel Marte.
Again, I will go back to what I said in hour number 1 of the show. If it can get me Tarik Skubal, I'm absolutely exploring this. Absolutely no doubt I would explore a Ketel Marte for Tarik Skubal move.
Can it get you Tarik Skubal?
No, it would need more, but it could be a really good starting point and a starting point that not a lot of other teams can match. Jim Rome coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you tomorrow for a Football Friday. See ya.